Ah! Get shredded!
Alright, go ahead and delete this guy. Let's see, new character. 3. Alright. We're going to spawn V33. Awoken. Never skip awakening. Never skip awakening. Okay, so we're going to spawn on the beach. On the wreck. Awake eternally. Look around us. Frigate, wreck. Well, all of that goodness. Dude, we're going to get enough for the... Reflex right off the bat, it looks like. Okay, bring up my personal assets. Move my inventory. Scrunch that down. Notes. Keep notes. Okay, we have enough for the reflex in salvage already off the starter wreck. Go ahead and load up the fuel. Look around us. Discover where the goods are. We need to go to the common ore first. So unremarkable, carbon field. Unremarkable is going to be it. Unless there's something different. Mangled convoy. I'm going to go to the asteroid cluster. So unremarkable is slightly different. I think that spawned in the system. This asteroid is different than the asteroid cluster. This asteroid cluster is part of the starter ones, the starter island. So I'm going to look for that off the bat. My goal here is to mine 250 common so I can build a refinery or 2 refineries and 2 storage chests. But for right now, I'm just going to get in here, throw down 1 storage unit, and mine up the 250 that I need. So I have a lot of stuff on me. I'm going to go ahead and just build this storage unit. So for now, this is all I need here. I need enough room for 250 common, so I'm going to go ahead and drop 1 fuel just to make a container in the sky here. I'm going to go ahead and jettison my metal because I'm going to come back to here and use this metal later. So 250 ore. Put this in there. Grab my fuel. And we head to carbon next. So in my list, as I make these, I'm going to keep track of the order that I make them in, and then they'll pop up in my assets in that order. So the carbon is called Feral Cluster, it looks like, on the starter island. Okay. So we got our 250 ore. Now I'm going to put down 2 refineries and 2 chests, and then I'm going to bounce to the... Oh, this is metal rich. Dang it. I made the wrong move. Ferrous cluster is metal rich. So while I'm here, we're just going to put down our chest. Carbon. That's right. Ferrous is metal. Carbon field. There we go. Join the shred chat. What else do we have in here? Installation wreckage, asteroid, convoy debris. That's a starter pickup you can go get, which has materials in it. Okay, so my chest should appear here on my personal assets in a second, once they're done constructing. Okay, you know what? I don't mind going for the order of operations that I did, because now I can sit here and farm instead of doing backtracking. Or is too far away. Whoops. I should have burned forward a little bit there before I placed my chest, to be honest. It's kind of sloppy. I want to make sure I'm in range while I'm trying to quartermaster my buildings, you know? Okay, as soon as this refinery's up, I'm going to go ahead and put my salvage materials on it that I got from the wreck. Just see how much I can get out of them. Okay, looks like 5 blue, which I think once I have my first 50 carbon, I'm going to go ahead and build my printer. I think that blue will cover one of the pieces of my reflex right off the start. These are almost done. Go ahead and keep my fuel topped off. Put this in there. So we can keep mining. Alright. Doing pretty decent. So, name these chests. So it's nice and easy. Okay, this is all the stuff for my reflex in one chest. Rock is gone. See, this is why I should have built a little closer. This is really sloppy of me, honestly. Yeah, this is really bad. Okay, I can barely reach the rocks, so I can't move. Gotta stay right here. So these rocks on the starter island, they mine out really quick, if you guys haven't noticed. These NPCs you can kill for the fossilized exotronics if the starter wreck doesn't have enough to make your your dude, your reflex. So it looks like we have enough to make this in the printer. First piece, let's get the frame out of the way. Whoops. And then we need to make the engine. And then once we got those up, we'll be in a lot better spot. Right now though, I just want to focus on stacking the carbon on this chest. This is like a big important part of starting off. You need a lot of fuel, and you don't necessarily want to be hopping to the next rock after this one mines out. You want to just kind of keep going. I got lucky too off the start here. No one spawned in the starter system with me, it looks like. I haven't seen any signs of life yet. No other storage depots. If I saw storage depots and stuff around here, I would just be looking to fight the guy, basically. You want to keep them out of your starter system when you're very first, because you guys are both going to mine the fields out so fast that you'll be replacing your setup a lot. Okay, so now we need to build the engine. So we got a little bit of alloy from those salvage materials. And then we want to go for, I like to go for, you could either go for the bulk, the armor, or the shield. I like to go for the shield myself. I think the shield is nice, because you're already going to be getting carbon as a byproduct anyway. So my goal here is I'm going to start these two refineries with carbon, and then I'm going to go over to the metal and take it to the common to build the last of the reinforced alloy. So right now, my setup in personal assets should look something like this. So I'm right clicking and I'm checking. These are the ones that are on grid with me. So that says approach, right? If I go like this, you can see these are warpable. Now the order I put them in was common, and then metal, and then carbon. That's how I place them. It doesn't really matter, but you want to go to common first so you can get enough ore to build this setup. And then you go to your next resource. So I think 990 is the amount that I can hold on a refinery, and I can safely take it off without having to worry. I think it's 990. Double check that. Whoops. It's not. So 520. See, it's 564. What was it? 518. Yeah, 900 or 910. Yeah, 910 works. So you don't overfill your refinery. So this will take 7 minutes. And this will create your first round of fuel, and it'll complete the recipe for your shield. Thank you for the follow.
CL0WNV get shredded.
Thank you. And the Prime. Let's go.
CL0WNV just subscribed with Prime.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'm doing a little starter video here. The game's going to be free this weekend, so I'm going to try to put something out for YouTube real quick. Oop, 990. There we go. Or 910 was the number. So yeah, 910, start. And, whoops. 910, max, start. Okay. Now we go to the metal. We get ourselves a full load. We bring 50 carbon with us. And I believe this was the metal. Second box I placed, or second storage I placed. Oh yeah, we need to top off on fuel before we jump. Just to be sure, so we don't get stuck. Nice. Yep. If you're interested in the game, you know, join us. Shred chat in game. That's where we all hang out. Yeah, P5 keep. That's where all the people are congregating for the starter island. All right, so now I'm going to make a printer over here. Or no, it's not over here. I make a printer on the common, sorry. Start mining quick. I'm not close enough. Man, when you make these chests at the beginning, you definitely want to build them closer. So now this one's going to show up right here. Since I just replaced it, it's actually going to get moved to the bottom of my assets. So I got to remember that. It'll be kind of tricky. So the ones at the top was common. So now this one right here will be metal. I don't think that's the one, but when this appears, it will be. So we're not worried about these drones. We actually really don't need them because we have enough fossilized exotronics to build the Reflex. We just have to get a little bit more alloy. Whoops. So I left my afterburner on, ran my capacitor dry. Oh, so how do I restart? Well, if you already have a character and it dies, it's gonna restart in another island. Another starter island, so to speak. So you're gonna spawn somewhere else out here. So I'm out here, right? If you die and you don't have a network node down, you're going to another one of these. Yeah, your network node is your spawn point. Also, a keep can be your spawn point. Okay, we got a full cargo of metal. We're gonna head to the common, so the asteroid. And we are going to make reinforced alloy. Geography, statistics, station count. This will show you where the keeps are at that you can go to set your spawn point as well if you don't make a network node. Is this common? Yes. Okay, cargo container. Burn to here. Okay, so I dropped this stuff earlier because I didn't have enough cargo. But we need to build a printer now, and we are going to print off reinforced alloy right on the carbon. Or I mean the common. Okay, where? There it is. So we want to make sure we're within range of both. We are, it looks like. So now once, oh, dang it. Where's the next asteroid? Right here. See, that one's already gone. So these NPCs mine out the asteroid pretty fast with you, so you got to be quick. Where is it? Reinforced. Keep mining. Portable. Where was the stuff I had on the ground? On the ground. There is no ground in outer space, Larry. See, now I just get enough common to complete this recipe and get enough for the reflex, which is only like 50 or something now. It's pretty cheap. So the chest at this point is basically used as a warp-in from my personal assets. So just keep mining this until we have enough blue to go back to our base. And the base is where we're going to build the refuge. So I'm going to take 50 metal with me to build the refuge to finish our starter base. So 14, 28. I think I want to get enough for 3, so 36. I'm not positive how much we're going to need here. We may need another order of load of metal rich brought to the common. It's 28 for the, is it 28? Yeah, it's 28. So I could probably just take this and go. Because I have a little bit of alloys. And I don't think anything else costs alloys. The Sojourn Aegean 2 and some carbon. Yeah, I think this is enough because I got enough off the wreck, to be honest. So we could probably just take this. cargo space. Let's go ahead and go back now. We could start our gun. Base autocannon, that's right. We start the gun. And then yeah, we bring the rest with us. So we can make a little ammo too. That's right. We don't need this. Don't need that. 12 on there. Make the gun. Take the rest with us. Okay, back to the carbon. Carbon, I believe, was this one. Okay, so we have enough to make our refuge, and we have enough to make the reflex. We've already crafted a majority of the parts for it. What's up, Bobo? So now we just gotta get carbon for fuel. And unfortunately, we built really close to the edge. So this needs... Okay. Let's get the refuge down. Man, I'm not close enough. Okay, we got enough for this. Reflex constructing. Soon. Whoops. Very limited cargo space. Water. Keep mining. Okay, we're gonna print our reflex. Reflex printing. And then we need to make a little bit of carbon weave. 1 order of carbon weave so we can get our shield generator. And then our cannon is waiting on the metal node. See that node just mined out? Get a little closer. I don't want to burn out of range of my boxes. Come on. There we go. Okay. Is Reflex ready? Yes. So don't deliver it here. Click on this. Deliver it here. Okay, need to build the Sojourn engine. Two. Carbon 95. Boom. Now we have to mine fuel anyway, so I like to go for shield generator or shield buffer instead of the armor one, just because I think it's a little better with the recharge. And you have a hole wrapper off the start. But it's whatever, all this stuff's gonna change anyway, I imagine. Okay, we're just trying to make enough to fill up our cargo. Fuel. Carbon. And then we needed some weave. We don't have enough. So that's what I was talking about. You can go for the armor, but like I said, I don't really like to do that. So I'm gonna go for 1 order of carbon here, and then a little bit of metal for 60 ammo. 10. Oops. Go for my metal rich. You literally only need like, what is it? 132? Just gonna go 198 just in case. You can make lenses and ammo with that. So this is 7 minutes to process. Then it's just about filling this up with fuel. Get as much fuel as you can. Okay, let's take this off of there. Nine, 10. Okay, 100 more. Let's get the ammo. 1 load of ammo is 230. Dang. I knew it was a little bit more. Okay, we're still filling up our cargo with carbon. So we're making good time. Oop, stop your ship, Larry. This is what we want. Need a little bit of printed circuit, that's right. So to get this 4 printed, 185 silicone. Whoops. Keep putting this in here. If I have any leftover common, this gets silicone really quick too. Oh yeah, we don't want to, we want the common for a storage unit, or sorry, a refinery when we leave. Okay. Ammo should be cooking soon. Yeah, 1 order of ammo takes 2 minutes. So that should be enough time. Sojourn engine is done. Okay. Just drop this in here. There we go. 7 minutes, 34 seconds. All right, boys, we're there. Essentially, we're just waiting now. It's all about cook time. You hit the pryos in the right order. I could get in my reflex right now. But before I do that, I want to take some equipment off of this ship. So, I'm going to want pretty much everything. With the refuge up. Is that rock gone? Yep. Is that all carbon gone? I think so. Yep. Okay, carbon's mined out. Let's see how much I got out of this. If I can make enough to get out of here. It's very close. Alright, hull repair. Engine, hull repper. Let's go ahead and take this off. Put all that in there. Hop in the reflex. Okay. We pretty much only need this hole repper, engine, cutter laser, and I don't even think we can use the fuel. Nope. So that's it. That's all we need. Take the mining lens, the D1 that we have, load this up. We're almost full. Okay. That'll be 900. We're almost there. So while those are cooking, I'm going to go grab the gun. So since I replaced that storage unit, it should be at the bottom now. Okay, we have everything except for our low slot. We don't have that. Hold up. Oh, Larry. We needed to craft this. That's right. We were waiting. We were waiting. We were waiting on the carbon. So we're ready to take off. We are ready to take off. See that, boys? Easy peasy. We built our array. We put everything on the carbon node. We farmed as much carbon as we could before the rocks disappeared. We're gonna pick up our autocannon. Nope, this is the common, it looks like. No, it's the metal rich. So I did go to the right one, but I made the wrong choice. So the metal rich off the start, you barely need any. You need like, yeah, one load of it. So I'm still waiting on my fuel to finish on my carbon. So I have a full inventory of fuel, and then I can just take off. So from here, I kind of have a choice as to what I want to do. I can take off and meet up somewhere, potentially with friends or whatever you want to do, in a keep system to set your spawn point. The other option you have is to build out your own base. Let's see, carbon was here. So what that looks like is you could take one of these L points and build a base here. So you could build your network node there. Or you could take off and start doing jumps to make it to a keep, which you can also set your spawn point at. Now, either or strategy is viable. There's gives and takes to each. Like, for example, this starter area has carbon fields, common and metal, pretty much on repeat. These guys will like repeat them, but essentially you're not going to get the next resources to fly the bigger ships. Like you won't have access to rifts as easy. So you're encouraged to get out of here, basically. But you could build a small starter base and get yourself a slightly better ship and go from there. Most people just take off in the Reflex. Let's see. Ammo. We're going to go ahead and load our gun, and then we're going to dump the rest of the ammo. So we just put one in. You just want to go ahead and load it. And then clear the rest for more space for fuel, is what I'd recommend. And keep an extra lens, just in case. And then the rest, load yourself up with fuel. Okay. Refinery. Nice. So, whoops. We're going to print a hardener, or a shield extender, rather. So we need some of those. Carbon weave. We have our gun in, loaded. Carbon weave. Print some more fuel out of the water we have. Okay, D1, D1. Okay. Pull that off there. And then we need shield bulwark. So, dang it, that's right. We gotta create 4 of those. Printed. Four of those is going to take 2 minutes. So this is just to get a shield. I always do it because, I don't know, I like the shield. If you've already mined a whole field of carbon, right, it's just sitting here, you're going to use it for something. So you're waiting for your refineries to finish up. If you do it right, you can just get the shield too. And then you're going to leave all this stuff here and take off. So that's 900 fuel. Okay, go ahead and destroy one of these. So you have 50 common on you. Common is also kind of heavy in comparison, and you don't want to eat up your inventory space with a bunch of it. So I always recommend just one stack of 50. Okay. Common, fuel, and fuel. There we go. So we are full. Boom. That's it. We're ready. We have everything. We have our fuel. We have our common. I mean, we could take an extra lens with us. And now we're waiting on the printed so that we can get our bulwark. Yeah, shield bulwark generator, which will take 3 minutes. Essentially, right now, though, we can just take off. So we start setting our sights, looking for where we want to go. Yeah, boys. New Eden is our oyster. I feel like a lot of these places that have a keep that has a network around it, their resources are generally scarce just because people are going to be running in and out of them, obviously. So that's something to think about. But you don't want to be out here necessarily in the starting area because you're going to not have access to rifts as easily as what it seems like, and rifts are going to be fuel for your frigate. Okay, let's see. Done. I'm going to move all these so I don't confuse myself. Okay. And Sojourn. Not Sojourn, this thing. Bulwark. 8. There we go. Shield is cooking. 3 minutes, 27 seconds. And we're done. So like I said, I like to do the shield generator because it'll give me a little extra buffer. And once they break my shield, I'll be into my hull and I can still repair with my hull. Also, laser cutter, from what I understand, it does thermal damage. So you're going to get a little resistance against just other people who are in the starting ship, the Wend. But this is a really good starting setup. So you have enough fuel to get out, rebuild your refinery, and then you're going to have a little bit of buffer from this module here. After that, I mean, look, you can just leave your stuff here if you want. Just destroy it all. Leave it in these chests for someone to look at. Okay, 1 minute, 56 seconds. While we're waiting on that, let's take a look at what's around us and where we want to go. When you're making a jump, what you want to pay attention to is how many planets are in the system you want to jump to and how big that system is. So this is a planet or a P2 system, so it's only got 2 planet rings. So it's pretty small. That just means you're close to the sun. The closer you are to the sun, the more it impacts your jump range. So when you have a full tank, your jump range is big. But this radius is about, your actual jump range is basically half. So this would probably be jumpable. This stuff out here is definitely not. So you want to pick a system that looks like it's not going to burn you up and overheat your ship when you land. Like, see, this system that I'm in right now is a big one. So I'm on the outer planet ring. This is a P5. So this is pretty safe. My heat will be pretty low because the sun's far away, right? So that's what I'm looking for when I'm making these jumps, is how big the systems are. See, I could get kind of stuck. This is a P1, right? I could get stuck if I'm trying to go over here. So you want to be careful. P3 will be big enough. P4. Yeah, P4. So this system, 036, Tech P SC will probably be good enough to jump. So let me go ahead, equip my generator, put my fuel. There we go. Now we got that little extra buffer. See that? Nice. All right. This is everything else we need for our travel kit. And go ahead and show this. Here we go. We're off. We're off Starter Island. Just like that, boys. So now I'm ready. I go to this system. The first thing I'm going to do is look for carbon so I can sustain my jumps. Unremarkable asteroid. Not good. Okay, I'm in the center here. Cluster carbon field. So we go straight to the carbon field. Look around for signs of players. So just keep in mind this is a starting area. I could land on somebody right now. So that used half of my tank right there. From here, I'm just going to want to sustain my jumps with this 50 common air. Okay, speak of the devil, just like I said. Let's go ahead and lock him up. Blast him. Now I want to try to bump him so he can't get away. Yes! Shredded, dude. Yes! Oh, yes! That's what I'm talking about. Okay. This is my rock. Now the first thing I want to do is set up a refinery and refuel my ship. Whoops. Don't shoot the rock, mine the rock. Yes. I'm glad that I got a more realistic scenario. So as you guys can see, this is all of his stuff. See this? He was trying to make the Reflex, but he didn't make it. So he's gone, you know? I mean, he goes back and starts over. He's back to the starter beach with his cutting laser. And that right there is a good example of what the start looks like. See, now I'm just going to put this on here, and I'm going to make more fuel. That's my goal, is to sustain my jumps. Once I've made more fuel, I just break down this refinery, and then I'll go on my way to my next jump. Keep planning out my route. Just make sure that my systems are big enough. See this? P5 was a safe jump. And then if I want to go to civilization, station count, you can meet up with your friends here, set your spawn point, like I said, or you can make your own system. Take one of these L points in here, build a network node for respawn, and you just essentially build the entire core tab right here. And what I would recommend, if you're going to do that, is build the core tab, go up to a Reaver. If you're going to make a base in a starter system, you want to go up to Reaver. So you build these two, a shipyard and a assembler. This will get you T3 coil guns. This will get you the Reaver. So you build a refinery, this and this, or this and this. Everything but things that require building foam is what you would build in a starting area if you're going to start off. I think it's a good strategy too. The Reaver is a really strong ship. Alright. GG, boys. I hope that helped some people. Playing EVE Online! Yeah! Ah!